Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. And I'm gonna wait a couple seconds to see who pops in. It's really late, so I don't know if anybody will show up. But I thought, well, maybe it's a good time to sit here and talk about what are you guys doing to stay positive, because it's a little crazy out here depending on where you're at. And there's a lot of rumors going around. There's a lot of closings and layoffs and things of that nature. So I wanted to see, hey, Dirty Broke, hi, thanks for popping in. I haven't been on in a while, so since I'm home, I just wanted to pop in and see how everybody was doing. Um, Teaming is so hard to try to make videos and take the time to edit them, and I try to put out better quality videos than, hopefully, people think they're better quality. Hi Vita, how you doing? How's your channel doing? I don't speak Spanish, so I don't understand it, but I try to promote it. uh, Dirty Broke is up there. If you don't know Dirty Broke, go check out his channel too, because he's um, a local driver, tanker fuel, which is really cool. Hi, John Jennings. Thanks for popping in. How you guys doing tonight? Um, you know, I have been on the road for 2 months before coming home, in part because back in February I wound up at my terminal for a week. My truck had some work that needed to be done. I picked up a co-driver, so we condensed 2 trucks down into mine. And also, I wound up on the driver advisory board for Prime, which the meetings were that week. So I basically been gone. And to come here, after all this craziness and everything, it's really weird to see my area. It's just a ghost town, and there are some virus cases in my town, and so people are a little weird. People are getting freaked out. Hey Jenny, how you doing? Are things going well for you? I hope so. Jenny, how many miles do you have now? Because for those of you who don't know, Jenny is in TNT. And did you ever hear anything about your husband? Because I heard a rumor last night that, like, anybody that came home to from Prime who came home to New Jersey or New York were basically terminated, which I knew that didn't make any sense, but basically they're worried about whether you have symptoms, and they want you to not come in, they want you to quarantine if you have symptoms. Obviously, they want you to, stay away from the terminals for a couple weeks if you don't have symptoms, and they're being a little bit more concerned about North Jersey than where I'm from, down in South, like outside of Philly. So, Chasing America, hi, how you doing? Jenny, if you don't know Chasing America and Dirty Broke, check out those channels. Hey, Donna, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I got new hair. It's a different color, too, which you probably can't see in this light, but my mother always used to tell me, if you couldn't control the things that are going on in your life, just change your hair, because you can always control that. So it was really funny, because before I start wearing the wig, I'd have really long blonde hair, and then I'd just be like, I'm tired of it, and I'd cut it, and it would be like real short and auburn. So, oh, okay. I'm sorry, you're at UPS. I'm sorry, I got you confused with a different Jenny. Ah, I knew you were in UPS, though. I'm sorry, your names are very similar. So, how's UPS then? Like, is it crazy busy? My brother's working at the postal service where I used to, and he's working 16-hour days. They're like working from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, which union rules normally state you only work 12 hours. So things are just really crazy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, Donna, where are you at tonight? And what's the weather like? And Chasing America, what's new with you guys? I am so out of touch with YouTube the past few weeks. We've just been running like crazy, and Gary went home, so I took him home, and then I was running, and I filmed a bunch of videos, but I didn't have time to edit them yet, so I'll probably do that tomorrow and then upload. So, but let's see. Here it's like it's so strange because there's people that are saying that they're getting laid off, like Cisco drivers and Old Dominion drivers are getting laid off, which is scary for truckers. And but then on the flip side of that, on the New Jersey websites, there's like 47,000 new jobs throughout the state, which is really awesome. I mean, that doesn't offset all the people that are losing their jobs, but at least there's jobs available. And I was just in Dirty Broke's live feed earlier, and I was talking about, oh my God, Donna is in New York. I am so sorry. Are you okay? Oh my gosh. Is it as crazy as what they're making it sound? Like, watching TV, it's really hard to discern what's the truth, which is true for YouTube too. I've seen people on YouTube post videos of the hospitals up there, and they're like, this isn't a war zone like they're making it seem. And then you see videos of, on the news of all kinds of crazy stuff. And Jenny's in New York too. Ooh, it's a mess, really. See, I was just saying in Dirty Broke's live feed that I was considering just quitting Prime and going to go like volunteer to drive. They gotta need drivers to bring the ventilators and the shipments and stuff like that. So, oh, I'm so glad, Donna, you're good. I'm so glad. Because, we really need that stuff. Chasing America, we finally got a load out of Southeast for a minute. We actually went to New Jersey and now almost back to Atlanta. Oh, so you were in Jersey when I was, and you didn't stop to say hello. Well, we'll catch up one of these days. But, Jenny and Donna, since you guys are right there, like, how are you guys staying sane? I mean, it's got to be crazy. And you have to shut off the TV. I really think that you got to shut off the TV. My mother's one of those news junkies. She wants, all the different news channels on 24/7. And I'm just kind of like, sometimes it's just negative information overload. The hospitals in New York, it's really bad. Feel sorry for the healthcare workers. Yeah, absolutely. There are some really cool things that are going on that I've seen, though. There are college students that are making food. There are college students that are raising money and they're having food delivered to the healthcare workers. There are a lot of people here that are making masks and they're sewing them on sewing machines and then giving them out to the public. So things like that are really, really cool. Yeah, Chasing America. We'll catch up one of these days. Just being real, think work keeps me sane. Hoping you're keeping safe too. Family's doing the social distancing. My son's doing schoolwork online. I'm working at home. Oh, you guys are so lucky. You guys are so lucky. Well, that's one thing I can say about my mom. My mom, she retired a while ago, but, my brother is at the post office, like I said, and, in his building, there's like 12 or 1500 people there now, I think. And one of our former coworkers passed away from coronavirus. He had other issues, but it just made him susceptible. It's a shame because he was a really nice guy. I did know him. I worked there for years with him. There are 3 others that I know. One was confirmed, and 2 I don't know if they were confirmed. But it's really scary when you work in such a close environment and you have to work. Like the post office deals a lot with people's medications and prescriptions, so they're never going to shut down. We didn't shut down in Hurricane Sandy. We didn't shut down in any of the major hurricanes or, blizzards or anything. And it's just like trucking, you just don't stop. Yeah. Well, Erica, I think I'm going to be leaving out Tuesday. I said a little bit earlier that the policies with Prime, they kind of flip-flopped, and then there was a little bit of confusion. So I got an answer out of one of the big bosses, but I think that the panic is getting worse with the cases that are going up. So, I don't know if they're going to tell me I have to be here for 14 days or if I can just come back from my regularly scheduled home time. Luckily, I'm down South Jersey, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Yeah, bus drivers and transit workers, the subways are working up there, which to me seems crazy, but I guess, how else do people get around? You have to get all those medical workers and the food people to work so that, everybody can be taken care of, you know. There, and like I said, Cisco and Old Dominion, I have friends that work at both of those companies, and a lot of their customers are hotels, bars, restaurants. So they're actually getting laid off. And it's really strange, and I have friends that call me up and say, "Hey, what are your loads like? Because, I'm getting laid off." And, in trucking, we always think, oh, well, if you got a CDL, you have a job. And that's true. It shouldn't be too hard for somebody to go and find a different job. The problem is that if the local jobs are not providing, like my one friend, he's going to have to go to more of a regional job. He lives 75 miles away from his terminal that he's looking at. So, he's going from being home every night to probably only being home, twice a week, like on weekends. So that's a big adjustment for somebody, you know. But of course, at least he has an opportunity. He has options, which is a lot better than a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go visit my sister and her kids either because she had grandkids and I didn't want to be around the kids, even though they say it's not affecting the kids. You just don't know. There were supposedly a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old that got really bad fevers, and somebody gave them uh, ibuprofen, and I think they got Rye syndrome. Nobody seems to remember Rye syndrome, but back in the 90s, it was a big deal. Like, you can't give the kids aspirin because they'll get Rye syndrome and they'll die. And I kind of think that that's probably what the situation was. Not that I'm a doctor. Hey, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm a trucker. Mm. Yeah, parking in the city is insane. It's insane in Philly too, and I can't even imagine New York. I really can't. Mm. Well, the cool thing about technology now, though, is that at least we can do this FaceTime type of stuff. So, no, not if you deliver in New York or New Jersey. That's not what the deal is. I took home time. I live in New Jersey. So if you're home for an extended period, then they don't want you going back to the terminals for 14 days. And now I was told that it was only North Jersey, and the New York City area that they were going to be strict like that with. But it's the weekend, so I'm going to confirm that on Monday with my actual fleet manager. If have you been to the terminal? When you go to the terminal, they're actually stopping all of the truck drivers. And like they're stopping all of the drivers at the terminal. They're taking our temperature. They're asking us a list of questions. Have you been here? Have you been there? Have you been in contact with somebody? That type of thing. So, I mean, most of the workers at the terminal are already working from home. And they were sanitizing the terminals. So, I mean, everybody's got to do what's going to keep them safe. You can get a ticket quick and towed. Hey, Matt, how you doing? What's up with you? So I'm curious, are you guys actually using this time, Jenny and Donna, are you guys using this time to like sit home and play board games and stuff with your families and things like that? I would think that this would be a great time to do things like that. I know that there was somebody that I know that they have their kids gardening out front because they kind of live in a more suburban area where there's plenty of distance in between the houses. Hello. Is it? I'm not. I'm gonna ruin this name. I'm sorry. Can I just call you Khan? Is it Sajid? Sajid? Or Sajid? I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody has to do what keeps them safe, but I think they have to do what keeps them sane too. Like you have to appreciate what you do have. If you're able to sit there and have your kids work from home, with schoolwork, and you're able to work from home, that's awesome because there's a lot of people that can't. I was looking at videos of Ecuador, and the images are horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. And that's just really scary. All right, Sajid, so where are you? Where do you live? Are you driving? And what do you drive? What do you haul? Your hours cut for volunteer work. That's Matt, that's what I was just saying, that I was thinking maybe that's what I would do, would be just come off the road and go volunteer for a while. Right now I'm in a position that I could do that. Hello, Ralph. Good morning. A lot of writing and reading books, really. Oh my God, I never cooked at all. I have the only Italian mother in the whole world that doesn't cook. But Donna, did you know that I write books? I have published books on Amazon and audiobooks too. Oh, you're in Queens. Wow. You guys are all together up there in New York City area. So how is your family holding up? I mean, are you able to not work? Yeah. See, Sajid, I'm down in South Jersey, like outside of the Philadelphia area. And I really haven't seen much chaos, let's put it that way. People are wearing their masks everywhere now. Where they're even finding masks, I have no idea. I shipped a lot of stuff to my mom. Just, she can't drive around as much as, she used to be able to. So I have stuff coming from Amazon every few days. Then when I got here, I was like, I feel a lot better being on the road with her, being fully stocked and supplied, you know. Uh, I went from 60 down to nothing, and now I get 60 on the weekly allowance. Huh. Well, see, I drive reefer. We were driving, and I've been teaming, so we've been getting a lot of miles. We're doing like 52, 55, 5,600, somewhere in there. Ralph, you're in the hospital. Oh my gosh, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to pray for you. Everybody pray for Ralph. But since Ralph's here, I'm assuming that you feel good enough to be here. You guys bought my books. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. Yes. You know what? I haven't been back to see him either. I've just been driving so much. I do appreciate it, Donna. But there has been a lot of, like I said, there's been a lot of really goodwill and a lot of people that are out there doing things and helping people. And I think we need to focus on things like that. And if you guys are at home and you're able to, then maybe call up and see if there's something you can do. If somebody's able to drop off materials to you, are you able to make masks for people? I don't know. Like, I was going to go through my mother's closet and go see if there were like clothes we could donate to homeless people or something, because I imagine they want to get the homeless people off the streets and, provide them with clean clothes, you know, being non, let's just say, homeless people aren't very hygienic, and it's not their fault, it's the situation. So, wow. Ralph, everybody's told me that this virus is affecting them differently. I know a few people. A couple people told me it was basically like pneumonia. Did you have any pre-existing conditions that like made you susceptible to this? Because that's something that I keep hearing from people too. Yeah, buying the groceries online. Um, I will say that I live in an area that I think is populated enough that they are restocking us a lot. Um, the only thing that seems to be really out of stock is the hand sanitizers and the toilet paper. I'm like, I still don't get it. You can find baby wipes all over the place. And if you ever watched my videos, I talk about these I don't have any right here, but they're assurance wipes that are in the incontinence aisle with the Depends, and they're really good. They're like really big wipes, and they're really soft. They smell great, and they're really made for bedridden people. So they moisturize your skin and have aloe in them and vitamin E. You bought your neighbor a pizza who's in financial hardship. Yeah. It, amputated leg, heart, sugar, diabetes. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't know all that. I have a friend who is very severe diabetic, and his father was too, and his father had amputations, and so now my friend is really concerned about this, and he already told work that he's taken off for a month. So, um, you know, I'm assuming you've already been through so much that you'll get through this too. You just have to keep focused and keep your mind and your thoughts in good places. That's I think, like I said, people, I think they need to just turn the TV off. And I hate to get religious because I don't want to offend anybody at all, but it's Easter and Passover, and Ramadan's coming up. So whatever your beliefs are, and maybe you don't believe in any of them. A lot of people in 12-step programs have a higher power, and it may not necessarily be a God, but it might be just something that they see as a way to help them get through things. So I really do think that people should, try to focus on what's going to help them. Yeah, Vita, Prime is giving out hand sanitizers. I think they're giving out wipes too. I don't know if they have masks. When I went through the terminal like last week, they didn't have the supplies yet, but they were talking about it. They're also doing YouTube videos every week. For those of you who don't know, Prime does safety meetings every week with all the department heads and the owner of Prime, and we get free breakfast. So those have all been stopped, but it was part of our communication with Prime. So what they're doing now is they're doing it online on YouTube, which is better than nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, Ralph. That's gotta be really tough. And I can honestly say I've never been in a situation where I had to spend the night in hospital like that. Matt says that the former roommate did for Halloween. He literally dressed up as an adult-sized baby in a bicycle-drawn carriage. He studied to be a preacher. My nephew's a chaplain in the Coast Guard. And one of our YouTubers, I don't know if you guys know Wildbeard Trucking. He also is, I don't know if he calls it a minister or a preacher, but he's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. And I've talked to him on the phone several times, and he was also a minister, preacher. I don't know which he refers to, but very nice guy. Thanks, Donna. I appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, we'll be thinking of praying for you too. Well, you know what? Will it be back? Sure, absolutely. I don't really think it's down. I think that a lot of times what I see happen in trucking is that the supply sort of changes. Like, for example, people made a big deal about Dean Dairy going bankrupt a few months ago. Well, it was, oh, they're losing their jobs. And, what the CEO did was he came out and he said, look, people are not drinking milk like they used to. They're not cooking and using milk in recipes like they used to. They're pretty much getting their protein from other things. And like soy milk and almond milk are now a big deal. So those jobs sort of moved from dairy over to protein. And so the jobs didn't go away, they just kind of shifted and moved. So right now you're starting to see a shift where over the road probably is going to pick up with different things. You know, the flatbedders are getting contracts building the hospitals and stuff. So with all the hospitals being built, the flatbedders are going to be pulling all that machinery, the lumber, the plumbing equipment, and all that. So you're just going to see, I think you're going to see a shift. You're going to see a shift for a little while. You know, I think it's going to be hard. I did a video that I posted this morning. I think it's going to be hard trying to get into trucking for a little while, just because the DMV is not being open until the DMVs are functional again. People may not be able to get their permits, and if they do have their permits, they may not be able to convert over to their actual CDLs. I did see a quick article that I didn't finish reading that said that they were going to allow drivers to extend their permits. So, you know, the whole situation is just completely fluid. It's completely fluid. But no matter what winds up happening, they're going to need truckers. Like Dirty Broke's in here. Check him out. You know, he's hauling fuel. The trucks need fuel. The cars need fuel. We're still going to need crops. So as long as we breathe, they're going to need food, they're going to need equipment. Oh, your baptism's on hold. How about that? Well, kudos to you, Matt. You know, if that's what you want to do, make sure that you really, you know, go through with that. And I bet when all this is all over and said and done, that you're going to be real inspiring to people, you know, and really be able to encourage people that and be able to say, I know that. So, Sajid, what do you do? You're not a trucker now, right? So what do you do? And do you have kids? Are the kids upset? How are the kids handling all this? I would imagine that would be really scary for them. You know, like my mother said to me today, well, what are kids doing if they can't go to school? And I was like, they're sitting inside and they're playing video games. You know, but, but I worry about kids. I don't have any kids. And sometimes I'm like, wow, Captain Banana, welcome. How you doing? For those of you who don't know, we got a room full of East Coast people in here. Captain Banana is from Jersey. He lives not far from me actually, but he is out in training. Oh, you're doing Uber and Lyft. So are you doing a lot of like the hospital workers and stuff? Or are you running like the groceries? I would imagine if you're doing groceries like Uber Eats or something, you'd be getting a lot of business. We have something here called Shipt, SHIPT, that delivers groceries. Oh, John, yeah, they're going to school online. Yeah, I don't think the schools are going to be opening up again this year. I think it's North Carolina and South Carolina already said they're not going back. Remembering history for what it is and was when it happens. Placing murals on tractors made from pictures. Yeah, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. I was watching a video about the 1918 influenza, and as scary as this is that we're going through, at least we have a better understanding of things. They didn't, and that had to be terrifying, absolutely terrifying. So, and then if you go back to the bubonic plague and the Black Death, they really just thought it was God raining down on them, and you look, and half of the world's population is just gone. Oh, you stopped working because of COVID. Okay, well, I don't blame you. I was afraid you were going to say you were still working. But, so is that what you were thinking about doing, was getting into trucking? Because I'll tell you, I love it. I really do. It's like so easy compared to the post office. I was at the post office for like 16 years, 17 years, something like that. Mm. So were you trucking before? Yeah. See, and guess what? I trained a cab driver, and Captain Banana that's in here is a cab driver. I trained a New York City cab driver. He's lucky he stayed on my truck. Jenny, welcome back. This whole thing is like a big reset for the world. One thing I know is everyone is seeing the importance of everyone around. Yeah, around them. Matt says, I'm going to tell my kids when I get blessed with later in life how I saw people scooting their bare butts on grass uphill because there was no toilet paper. 7 days. Wow. Wow. And so, like, do you actually feel like you're getting better? Like, some people said that it came and then they felt sick again. They felt better and then they felt sick again. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out how long this sucker really lasts in people. You know. Um. Unfortunately, though, Erica, I don't really think that people are being as nice to each other as I would like them to be. We really had a sense of patriotism and community after 9/11, which is what usually happens with crises. And I don't see that as much. You know, it's almost kind of sad, and I really don't like the. I did a video that kind of ticked off some people, but I don't really care because I told the facts, and they thought that I was taking political sides, and I'm really not. It's just I think that the politicians have to put aside their agendas. And I think the American people need to put aside their agendas. People forget JFK, who's supposed to be like one of the best, well loved presidents ever, said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And this is when people should be stepping up and saying, hey, you know what? This is what I can do, and this is what I want to do, and we need to show the world this is how we survive. This is how we don't take any prisoners. This is how we stay together and we help each other, and we need to cast aside our religious beliefs, our religious differences, not our beliefs. I want everybody to still believe what they want to believe, but put aside their differences, religious or sexual orientation, or racial differences, cultural differences, or whatever. Oh, Jenny, you know what? I totally love when cats walk across laptops. My cat died on January 2nd this year, and I did a video where I was crying my eyes out. And so, like, I love hearing people's crazy animal stories. So, does anybody have any good things that they've seen? Like I said, I saw that the university students were raising money for masks. There's one engineering student that he built masks, he designed masks. So he was raising money for that online, and they're actually plastic face protectors. He's an engineering student. And there were catering trucks. It actually looked like a food court of catering trucks that local people wound up paying for to donate. I thought that was really cool. But, and Matt, how are you being treated in the hospital? I mean, do you feel like you're getting the attention that you need? I said Matt and I meant Ralph. I'm sorry. I'm reading Matt talking about China. Ralph's going to be in the hospital for another week. Wow. Okay. So it's like 2 weeks you'll be there. I don't know, Matt. I don't know about China being behind pandemics for thousands of years. I'm not sure about that one, but this one kind of seems suspicious. Okay, John says bars and restaurants are handing out lunches to the elderly and the kids. I think that's really cool. Ton of people making masks in Georgia for healthcare workers. It's amazing how so many people stepped up. Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's good. Is there anything you need, Ralph? Because I mean, I could always donate something to the hospital or send something up. Shoot me an email, truckingalongfun@gmail.com. Let me know if you need anything. Ruthless Rider, hi, how you doing? We got a bunch of Jersey New Yorkers in here, and poor Ralph's in the hospital with the coronavirus. The people taking care of you have been great. That's awesome. So, Ruthless, where are you at? And don't be ruthless and mean to me, please. Matt's dispersing people. I heard that they had parties here in Jersey called Corona parties. That to me is crazy. But and I know in Delaware they do have the cops out on the road. They're stopping anybody that has an out-of-state license plate and turning them around. John's in Nebraska. They don't have the lockdown order there yet. In Jersey, originally they told us we were going to have basically like a curfew from 8 to 5. And then the governor said he wanted it 24 hours. I can tell you that during the day, people are pretty active out there. But after 8 o'clock, it's just like a ghost town. Hello, Marty. How you doing today? I'm shocked that there's people up. I didn't expect anybody to be on, actually. The biggest problem is being depressed, I bet. Who wants to be sick and miserable in the hospital with all kinds of beeps and noise and screaming and everything? just left Florida and headed to Chicago? Oh, well, I don't know which one I would want to be at, to be honest with you. Florida always has crazy stories of like crazy people running down the street naked, chasing each other with flashlights or some crazy thing. Florida shut down their borders and turning everyone around from New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. I read tonight that if you're a trucker and you go to Laredo and you don't have a mask, you're getting $1,000 fine. I don't know if they're going to sit there and say you need a certain kind of mask. You know, they're telling us on TV, roll up a t-shirt and put some rubber bands on and put them around your face. So I looked, I couldn't find any anywhere, so I'll probably do something like that. Matt says I work as security and had to disperse a crowd that were actually a family I know. Oh, I cried afterwards. Elderly couple asked how long it took for me to break down crying. Yeah. Took 2 days of being back to work. Yeah, you know, like my mother, she just keeps saying, I'm 81 and I've never seen anything like this before. But the truth of the matter is that every generation sees something that the others haven't seen. And sometimes we see things that the others have seen. So we need to go back and we need to learn from the things that others have seen. And realize that we might not be as special as we think, you know. And what I mean is that when you realize that other people have gone through what you're going through, it's easier to cope, you know. I was looking at Ecuador, like I said, in Italy and some of those places. They don't have the resources we do. And it's sad, it's horrifying, and it makes you want to cry. But at the same time, it really made me thankful that, you know, I know that no matter how bad it gets here, it's not going to be as bad as those people in Ecuador. I mean, seriously, it had me crying so bad I wanted to go drive my truck down there. Not that it's even my truck, but, you know, just to be able to say, hey, I'm here, I want to do something. Marty's from Laredo, woohoo! Well, that means you have nice weather year round rather than the snow and the ice and all that sucky stuff. Because, you know, people are acting like, oh, well, it's spring. It's spring, but not in every part of the country, I can tell you that. Last year it snowed like on Val Mountain Memorial Day weekend. Okay. You know, but you know, if you're stuck at home, make a list, just brainstorm of all the different things that you can do, you know, with your family. And, you know, Donna mentioned reading books, and read the books to your kids, you know, play cards with your kids, Scrabble. I think we don't interact with our family anymore. And I think that this could really be a time where people learn how to interact with each other again. Take their cell phones away and sit there and make them communicate. Biloxi's beautiful. The Hard Rock Casino down there had an issue. It was just in the news. I was there years ago before Hurricane Katrina, and they were just putting the Hard Rock up. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here now. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for always supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And, I wish all of you safety. I wish you all well. I'm going to keep you in mind and pray for you guys, especially Ralph over there has been in the hospital. He's got another week. So hang in there and try not to be too stressed out about this. Watching the numbers come in every day, it seems really horrifying and scary and hopeless, but nothing is hopeless. Nothing is hopeless. Oh, you're doing home time at your trainer's house in Biloxi. Good for you. But anyway, stay safe. And I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye, guys.